Welcome. Today, we are diving into something that is completely shaking up how business gets done around the world. B2B marketplaces. Whether you're trying to find raw materials or you're selling a finished product, really getting a handle on these platforms, well, it could be the key to unlocking your next big phase of growth.
So, does this sound familiar? You spend weeks, maybe even months, just trying to find one trustworthy supplier overseas. Or, hey, maybe you've got this amazing product, but breaking into international markets feels like hitting a brick wall. It's a super common frustration, but believe me, there's a powerful solution out there. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big challenge, then we'll define what these marketplaces actually are. After that, we'll meet the biggest players, figure out how you can choose the right one for you, and then wrap up with how all this gives your business a serious competitive edge. So what's the real problem we're trying to fix here? For decades, global trade has been incredibly complex, it's been expensive, and a lot of times it was all about who you knew or if you had the budget for those big international trade shows. Finding partners you could trust and just managing the logistics, it was a massive barrier to growth for so many companies. And this is exactly where B2B marketplaces step in. They are the digital answer to all those old school headaches, and they're designed to make global trade more accessible, way more efficient, and a heck of a lot more secure for everyone involved. At its heart, a B2B, or business-to-business, marketplace is just an online platform where companies can connect directly with each other. Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is like a gigantic global trade show that's open 24/7 right on your computer. Now, this is a really key difference from the B2C platforms we all use every day, like Amazon. B2C is for you and me buying single items. B2B platforms, on the other hand, are built for the very specific needs of a business. We're talking huge bulk orders, negotiated pricing, and building those long-term supply chain relationships.
So, what really makes these platforms so powerful? Well, it boils down to a few core things. First, verification. They help you find partners you can actually trust, which cuts your risk way down. Second is trust through things like secure payments to make sure your money is safe. Third, they help with global logistics, streamlining that whole complex shipping process. And fourth, they have tools that help you compare prices so you can get the best possible deal. It's really a whole ecosystem for trade.
All right, let's get into the fun stuff and see who the major players are. I know, the landscape looks huge, but we can actually break it down into a few key categories that make it all make sense.
First up, you've got the global giants. Alibaba is just a massive force, connecting buyers from over 190 countries, mostly with suppliers in China and Southeast Asia. Their killer feature is something called trade assurance, which basically acts as a safety net to protect your payments. Then you have platforms like Vyaaparone, which really focuses on a modern, secure experience by putting a ton of emphasis on pre-verified supplier profiles. It's all about building that trust right from the get-go. But it's not all about the global players. There are some incredibly powerful regional champions too. Looking for industrial parts in the US? Thomasnet has been the place to go for generations. Sourcing from India? IndiaMart is enormous, with over 7.7 million suppliers listed. And if you're targeting Europe, Compass has detailed data on over 60 million companies. And things get even more specialized. Platforms like Global Sources are an absolute goldmine for anyone in the electronics and hardware world. MadeInChina.com, well, the name says it all. It focuses on Chinese manufacturers and can even help you out with factory audits. And if you're a startup or an e-commerce biz that doesn't need a whole shipping container of product, DHgate is designed specifically for you to source smaller bulk orders.
Okay, I know. That is a lot of options. So how in the world do you choose the right platform for your business? The secret is, it's not about finding the quote-unquote best one. It's about finding the best one for you. So, to find your perfect fit, just run your business through this 5-point checklist. Ask yourself, where am I sourcing from or selling to? Does the platform specialize in my industry? Do I need massive bulk orders or smaller quantities? Am I a buyer who needs verification or a seller who needs leads? And finally, what's my budget? I promise your answers will narrow down the options fast and point you in the right direction.
All right, let's bring it all home. Why does getting a handle on these platforms give you such a huge competitive edge? It's really about so much more than just finding a supplier. This number really says it all. The ability to connect with partners in over 190 countries, right from your desk, that's a power that used to be only for the biggest multinational corporations. It fundamentally changes the scale at which any business can play. So let's boil it all down.
Using these platforms the right way gives you instant global reach, really competitive pricing since you're going direct to manufacturers, and access to verified partners, which slashes your risk. You're not just saving time, you're building a smarter, more resilient supply chain that can scale as fast as your ambition.
This technology has truly democratized global trade. It puts immense power into the hands of businesses of all sizes. The tools are there, the networks are already built, and the opportunities are absolutely massive. So that just leaves one question. Is your next global partner just one click away?